Alright, welcome back to another stream of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for no HUD and no fast travel playthrough. And today we will continue with
It's Ivar. Come in from the slaughter.
yes. Today we're gonna continue in the year 876 as part of our historical order run, and we will make our way to new territories because we will kinda like replay the Viking travel to Vinland, which is coastal North America. I kinda went to Greenland first and from then on to, North America, and I came in contact with the indigenous people. But also with the Inuit on Greenland, for instance, so there was quite a bit of cultural exchange without really being able to speak, each other's language. And today's story arc is going to focus on Eivor making that journey. Not really to exchange cultures necessarily, but, to take revenge against the son of his parents' killer. Which of course is Gorm Kjotveson. And he's moved over looking for a very important piece of Eden, actually, in the great context of the series at least, because it will also be a story arc featuring Juno and the orb that Connor has in Assassin's Creed 3 that he uses to talk to Juno, which is kind of like a crystal ball of communication, I guess, that he also used. And that way Juno can influence Connor to find stuff that she tells him to. And to also, hide it, where Desmond might find it later. So yeah, we will actually have a pretty cool connection to AC3 with that story arc. And also to Black Flag, because I play some of the actual soundtracks from Black Flag. Because Zara Shakna, one of the composers for this game, she of course already worked on Black Flag as like a musician and arranger. There were some definitely really good references being made to the Colonial Saga, which of course takes place in a very similar location. Osalova Stanley, welcome in. Good evening. Revenge, is it? It sure is. It's gonna be a bloody one. Just what the doctor ordered for Psychovore. And yeah, as a look for this one, I'm going like pretty regular. I figured it would be nice if Eivor actually stands out visually, so I gave him his kind of classic really long braided blonde hair. And beard-wise we had it modded. It's like a bearded, braided kind of like beard, which also goes a bit longer with the mustache and stuff. Then I gave him like the more Leonidas-y looking chin beard, like a pretty dense and like middle long, like side of a beard here. But yeah, the beard itself is unique, but the hairstyle is pretty, default. And like outfit-wise, we're just going default because it's not gonna matter, since the game kind of strips us of any weapons and outfits that we have, and we have to gain the unique set of that story arc through playing through the story arc. So outfit and weapon choice don't really matter for this story arc.
Hello. Need something forged?
Good day. Is Gunnar about, or did he leave and not mention it?
My name is Rima, and Gunnar is a good friend of mine. Asked me to run his shop while he's away.
It is good to meet you, and strange to see Gunnar away from his forge.
Well, as far as I know, he's got a very compelling and beautiful reason for his absence. So here I am.
Well, if Gunnar has faith in you, I do too.
Then I say you have fine taste. Have a look at what I've got.
So this is basically what kickstarts the Gloucestershire story arc becoming available. Because you kind of follow Gunnar to the kind of like Halloween feast celebrating there, and you also get to learn about his new love interest.
What have you got for me today?
Fancy.
That be all?
I will see you later, friend.
So long.
Alright, I would say it is time to have a look at the alliance map.
Eivor, have you seen Wallace?
And to celebrate the feast. I don't know why, but the game seems like a bit louder than usual. For some reason.
I want to see the Alliance map.
Right, so currently available is Gloucestershire, Yorkshire, and Vinland. And the order we're going to be doing it in will be May to July of 876 will be Vinland. It's a journey that takes one way at least 2 weeks by boat. And then we're coming back for October to Gloucestershire to follow Gunnar. And then in the winter time we're going to Yorkshire to meet Halfdan Ragnarson and help him. And yeah, after that point, the only thing left will be Winchester to kill the Order members there. And then we're heading to Norway, to the ending there. And then we have the epilogue in Hamptonshire. But every one of these 3 story arcs are pretty short in comparison to the other story arcs. With like the amount of missions. Because they're more like events happening back to back in lots of ways. So like full-length story arcs at this point would be 3, and then, 3 more of the shorter ones here. So yeah, an ending is definitely in sight.
What can you tell me of Vinland? Is it a real place or merely a rumor?
Rumor or not, I found someone willing to sail you there. She claims to have seen it once before.
If she is willing to risk her life beside me and make the long journey, I will take her at her word.
Nessa is her name. Meet her at the docks when you are ready to leave.
I will go now. and end the life of Goran Kjotvisson where the Valkyries cannot find him.
It is a long voyage, Eivor. Be careful.
Eivor, if you've a moment to spare...
Oh, that's kind of sweet. The way the dog is using the paws. Get like a bit of shut-eye. That's like my doggo right now. Assassinating dummies now. I mean, it's very classic, isn't it? In AC2 already, we had Leonardo putting up dummies to assassinate for Ezio. But it's kind of funny how they bring it back in this game in a way. But hey there, Spectre. Good evening. What you gain by assassinating dummies? Well, you get into adrenaline for assassinating them, which you can use for abilities. So it can be a good way to fill up on adrenaline before you're like heading out, in a way. And I mean, it's like also a training point in a way, because if you assassinate the one that's more difficult to assassinate, you will have to perform the timed assassination to be able to assassinate. Like this one, if I fail it, then it's not gonna die. Like this. Which means you have to assassinate another time. But if you actually time it right, then it will be an instant death. So it's like also a training opportunity, I guess, in a way. Exactly, yeah, you get like free skill charges in a way, you know. I think at this point I have probably 3 adrenaline like bars, I guess. And every time you use an ability, okay, I have 4 apparently, but now I can't use it anymore. So I guess I could go back now, assassinate one of them. And do another like jump or like ability, whatever. In case, for example, we just wanna like test out some abilities, for instance, without having to be like in actual combat. But yeah, so like training wise, it's definitely pretty nice to have in the homestead here. Yeah, that's fair. It's of course information we don't actually see, but it will be very apparent if you like playing with a HUD on.
Eivor! Good day to you, stranger.
Nessa, is it? I'm Eivor. Randvi said you would be my guide.
That is right. Passage to across the seas to St. Brenton's land, is that right?
Randvi called it Vinland.
One and the same. It is a 3-week trip by longship. Arduous, dull, possibly fatal.
Should we survive, you will be compensated.
Eivor, Before you go, you must be dressed as a thrall when you arrive. To be seen as you are would raise suspicions. Gorm runs this new camp, and it is a good bet all but a few will be loyal to him.
Good thinking.
Only taking care of our prize Strenger.
First things first, Eivor. My ship, my rules. Second, you follow the rules. Third, if you listen to my rules, you live.
Understood.
Good. Let me know when you're ready and we'll get going.
You know, I was interested how the whole dialogue between Randvi and Eivor plays out, because it's definitely, you know, something that's implying that Randvi, of course, cares a lot about Eivor, you know. And I wasn't sure if he actually romanced her before doing this, that she would make that remark in that way. But it doesn't seem to change it. You know, I haven't actually never triggered the quest in this playthrough. Take her out on like a day trip. Which leads to you potentially romancing her. But yeah, it still happens. Hello Vaaya, welcome in. And good evening. Indeed, yeah. I had a bit of time this evening and I figured, why not make our way to North America? You know, it's a short trip. A nice evening excursion. Yeah, there definitely is some tension between Eivor and Randvi. It's kind of like the romance relationship that is probably really the most meaningful in the game that you can have. You can romance multiple different people, but I guess the one to Randvi is one that's kind of like implied by the story itself in lots of ways. Even if you never really make the choice to romance her. But yeah, they're quite close, you can tell. Hello there, Absolution, welcome in. And how's it going?
I will leave my gear behind and dress the part. To Vinland we go.
Hop in! We'll leave now!
I have to say, I love a Thrall set. Just because of how simplistic it looks. But yeah, simple is good. I might even use it for another story arc later.
Three cold weeks on the Whale Road. Past mountains of ice and kingdoms of stone. Saga lands. All this way to kill a man. Gorm Kjotvisson, the son of my father's old foe. What dark work does the Order have so far across the open sea?
Absolutely, Spectre. It's great that even, you know, if you don't know much about the story, you can still get the intentions of the characters just through, like, other means. Not needing the context necessarily. Hello, Oliver. Good evening. How's it going, Drenga? Indeed, making our way to coastal North America here.
Citizen!
Citizen?
One in charge. I had better step with care. No friends here.
You! You look stronger than most of the others. What's your name?
Yora of Jorvik.
Yora, as in horse?
My father never wanted children. What is this place?
Newhaven, a wild place found on no map.
Are we settling here?
That is not our plan. Too many wild folk in the woods.
They threaten us?
You ask too many questions, horse. Your task is to keep your mouth shut and do as I tell you. Now, unload that ship and then I'll have you carry those carrots.
Hildy! Hildy! We can't find Olaf.
Look, he says, not again.
We cannot send supplies to Gorm without his guidance.
Ugh. Haul what supplies we have to the nearest camps then. Gorm's men will do the rest.
Let me go. I can carry whatever supplies Gorm needs.
That's Olaf's job, horse, not yours. You stick to this port and keep your head down. Ask around about Olaf. Someone must know where he has run off to.
Well, stop calling me horse.
If I can find this Olaf, he may know where Gorm is.
Osalova Aura, welcome in. Ava Afro, welcome in as well. Yeah, conquering Vinland tonight. Doing some culture exchanges with the Mohawk people. Taking revenge against a former foe out of Norway. Why is this boat always rocking the Ubisoft store gear every single time? Yeah, I think that's because it's the boat of Nessa. Of her. And she likes that really fancy stuff. But it's kind of funny because... I mean... This isn't the ship we came here with. So I guess they kind of like left it somewhere else.
Nessa, is your ship headed for England?
It is. Are you ready to head back?
No, I must yet perform a few tasks.
Do not take long, as we must return before the winter storms stir the cold sea.
I mean, it's implied that that is hers, but it's definitely not the one that we saw in the, introduction scene. Not quite as fancy. That is one handsome horse. It is, isn't it? Is my beard glitched? Well, it's modded. So, yeah, basically I've modded all the different parts here of the beard. Like, chose the individual mustache, which is like longer and braided. And kind of like Leonidas like chin. And yeah, regular like, sides here. To match like the length. But I think the mustache is like a bit darker than some other parts of the beard. Sometimes. I guess it depends on the lighting, because right now here in this shot it looks good, I guess. At least matching the shadow. I kinda like that it's not like all the same color, like the entire beard. A modded beard? Yeah. You have like mods where you can customize, the beards, the hairstyles. You can change it to like any hairstyle in the game, like of any kind of like NPC. You can even change the face model of Eivor to like any other characters. But yeah, for this one I kept it pretty simple. I didn't change Eivor's outfit whatsoever, because you're kind of supposed to look like a Thrall in this one, and you kind of like get a new gear set as part of the story arc. But yeah, I figured the beard we could definitely change. I've been kind of like going and changing Eivor's look for every story arc.
Grab a shovel from Gorm's storehouse.
No, it is a rotten place, that storehouse. Have you seen it? A bloody mess.
If it's a mess, then clean it, dung brain.
Helgi, That fine honey meat you have. Pour me a horn, would you?
I have ale for you, Audr, but no mead.
What? We had a whole cask.
Gorm smashed it over Olaf's head, right there in the storehouse.
Thor's hammer. I am done with this place.
Send me home, Helgi.
I heard Gorm took a strap to Olaf.
Yes. The fool stole goods to trade with the Skrellingjar.
So Gorm dragged him off to the storehouse for a beating. That explains the mess.
This Olaf was trading with locals. Good to know there are the folk around. Smashed crates. Somebody crawled off, left a trail of blood. Finding Olaf may be the key to finding Gorm. At least a helpful ally.
Sister, wish you were here because I'm in big trouble. Gorm found out about my trading venture and now he wants to nail my head to a post. I need to get out.
Someone picked the lock and got away. I was hauled off. Could be a trail. Someone broke through here, made quite a mess. Could be Olaf went this way.
Yeah, just smash like anything. Even with your fists.
Footprints. Might be Olaf's.
That's one thing I kind of like about the story arc is the fact that it kind of like resets you all the way to like basic gear. Like you have almost nothing. Just your hidden blades and your fists. And you have to kind of like gain gear from scratch. So kind of like a hard reset in a way. Also this music is actually originally from Black Flag.
Good. I can get my bearings.
I can hear it's in Black Flag by Brian Tyler.
What do you see?
A good way to get out punching a wall. It's a classic. Back to rookie levels. Thank you for the lurk, Aura.
Never have I seen such a place. Quiet. And not a stone building in sight.
You modded the music too? Didn't even know you can mod AC games. Yeah, I definitely can, and the modding community has gotten quite a bit more active in the past couple of years, like especially for RPG games, you know. It really lent itself well for like more customization options. But now they also went back to like older games and they've adjusted things like making the parkour better, you know, in the early games. Giving you like the vote from AC1 and like the Ezio games and stuff like that. But in this case, the music isn't modded. This is actually something they've done for the game. Like because you go to North America, they included a couple of references to AC3 and Black Flag. And yeah, using the music was one of them.
Those two carry themselves like leaders. It is worth a try.
Hail, friends. Do we understand one another?
Oya ganyatarda kehronu. Joknahoda tigade igardungwe.
Do any of you speak Norse or Saxon?
Zatsadegwat gigarungwe, yate tidewayanderi. Yate yungwe hirize onanzini toditni guhradi hantos ne gaa.
Giga ozidaa. Wahuna dardo ne gigardungwe. Tigade not ne.
This is Sunan. Her name means insight.
Yanja dahawe giga. Zinue oya ganyatarda kehronu itres. Danu ahinasku. Ahoya dagenha toga ahuna dardohage giga.
Sunan, you made us some friends. These huts and clans. Am I in Midgard still?
It really made sense that Cinnamon would kind of like serve as a translator in a way, you know? Like the relationship between animals and humans
Waterfalls are places of power.
are without words.
Giga oya ganyatarda kehronu rodaska.
9 days I hung in the tree. 9 days. You hear me?
There is a language I know well, but the words are mind-sick.
I like that reference to 9 days I hung in the tree. It's something that Odin actually said.
Then I threw my eye in the well. This is wisdom.
Sounds like the ranting of a seer.
Threw his eye into the well. That's Odin sacrificing his sight in the woe of Mimir. The scene you can also see in the Jotunheim story arc, which we're not doing in this playthrough because we're focusing on the history, not on the mythology. But it is a very good story arc and a very, very good scene, I think. The language of the gods. Yeah, I mean between, you know, animals and humans. At least it's not African click language. That would be quite tricky to understand too for Eivor. Like a very different style of like speaking and pronouncing.
Who are you?
Olaf, I am. Olaf. Called the unlucky, but don't you believe it?
And where is,
Promise you will do it quick.
What?
Do not stab me from behind, Drengur. Like Sigurd and the dragon. Please.
I'm not here to kill you. I've come for Gorm.
Not here to kill me?
Not today.
Oh, stay clear of Gorm then. He's not a good man, not a good man at all. Why would you need to see such a terrible man?
You asked too many questions. So we actually, of course we have some users coming in here to post links. Let me take care of that real quick. Okay. But yeah, so this playthrough, of course, the role-playing Eivor is like a very negative type of person. We call him lovingly Psychovore, because he's always going for the bloodlusty, greedy, destructive options. But they're also the more confrontational and antagonistic.
Do you always pry into the affairs of others?
No, no! Olafur makes talk only. Olafur has no one to talk to. I've hidden myself away to wait for now, and think of riddles no one will hear. But I will help you with your mysterious errand. I will. I will.
I saw signs of a struggle at your camp. Did something happen between you and Gorm?
Nothing to speak of. He, did not care for me trading with the villagers here. Beat me and put me in chains. I slipped away free. Not so unlucky, am I? Still alive, yes. Still alive.
Good. Point me toward Gorm.
Not possible. He is away. Far away at the camps in these woods. All well guarded. Might be at anyone.
Why camps? Is he settling here? Or searching for something?
Searching, yes. Always searching and never finding. The mean backrot.
And how do I find these camps?
I can show you. Follow.
Ada! Hello, Valucinda. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid.
Would you tell me?
And welcome in raiders. I hope you had a good stream. I hope the rest of Red Dead 2 went well. Hello, Vanecro. Welcome in as well. Thank you for joining in with the raid. Yeah, Oliver. If you want to have, you know, the expensive viewers, not the cheap viewers. Ada here in Vinland. An Ada for me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed some Cowboy Sim. But it's kind of funny that you guys join us here in Vinland, because we're actually not that far away from where, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 technically takes place. Which is like quite far to the east of North America, of course, at that point. Run, go to Vinland. Hey there, Dr. Darling, welcome in. And good evening. Listen, I actually think you've finally decided that the game is just not for you. You're just going to watch it from now on. That's definitely fair. I mean, you know, if you're not really having a great time playing it, then it, you know, like, there's no, you know, shame in just saying, okay, yeah, this game is not for me, you know. I might still enjoy, like, watching it being played, or, like, seeing the cutscenes and stuff, but, you know, that doesn't mean that one is actually in the mood of, like, playing it actually themselves. And Red Dead 2 can be kind of like odd on that front. Like, you know, the gameplay doesn't really feel that good to, like, many people, and I can 100% understand why. Just very, like, slow and, like, sluggish sometimes. For the sake of realism, you know, but it can be quite tedious and repetitive at times, I guess, you know. Like, also taking care of, like, all the different stuff, like going to the saloon, you know, cutting your hair, taking care of your guns, just, you know, cleaning your horse, whatever. It's not like the most engaging gameplay all the time. And the movement doesn't, you know, always feel like that great either. At least lots of people, and yeah, I can definitely understand why. Nice coincidence. You enjoy the dialogue and cutscenes just like the first game, though. Actually playing it is a different story. Couldn't get through GTA 5 for the same reason. That's fair, yeah. Yeah, it is quite similar in like the physics and how it kind of like feels like. You can definitely tell when you're playing a Rockstar game. With like shooting mechanics and like movement and stuff. But yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, you definitely gotten given it, you know, a good enough try, and you played enough to kind of like know for sure that you know, it just isn't your kind of beer. So yeah, there's, I think, no reason in like forcing yourself to kind of like play it just because you're like supposed to like it or something. It's probably better spend time just you know, playing stuff that you like really enjoy a lot, or that you like really want to share or something. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? It's like the pressure sometimes that comes with like expectations of people upon like certain games, you know, if like everybody's liking it, then you might feel like, okay, maybe I have to like give it, you know, even more of a chance, or there's gotta be like, you know, a point where I just like fall in love with the game or something. But yeah, I mean, it's like always so subjective, you know, what people might enjoy, and yeah. That doesn't have to say much, I guess. So do you have any other game that you would maybe like to play instead? By most historic accounts, the Norse reached Vinland around AD 1000, led by Leif Erikson. But the Order of the Ancients knows better. So where exactly was Vinland? West of Greenland to be certain, but the Sagas also mention Helluland and Markland too. It was possibly modern-day Newfoundland or further to the south. Scholars continue to debate. The game shows you've put 31 hours into it. You tried, but you just complain the whole time you're playing it, and you don't like to do that either. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, if it's just like more of a hassle and like something you're not really actively enjoying, and of course, especially on stream, you know, you just wanna focus on like having fun and stuff, and maybe that's just not a good pick. You know, maybe it would be different if you played on your own time. I don't know. But yeah, I guess, you know, especially on stream, that you'd rather, you know, play something where people know that you're enjoying yourself. You became hooked on Warhammer Vermintide 2 for like a week now? Nice. I heard good things about the Warhammer series, that it can be quite addicting sometimes. You've been playing through Prey, you'll probably finish that playthrough. You might put the massive open world games to the side for a bit. It will probably ruin your viewership, but you just need to take a break for them, you think. Yeah, I mean, totally fair, Lucinda. I think you're gonna be fine. You know, I think lots of people don't necessarily only come for the open world games, even though they're of course like nice to watch sometimes, but having like shorter games can also be really nice, you know, because you have like more quality moments back to back, which can be also nice to see sometimes. And yeah, I mean, you know, if people see that you're enjoying yourself playing something, then I think that's much more important for sure. And yeah, sometimes, you know, like open world games can be really nice if you're like really into it, you know, if you're like really loving the setting or like the characters or whatever, but if you don't, then it can very fast become like a slog to get through sometimes. You know, especially if you already invested like 30 hours, you know. Probably easier to play 10 hours on a game that you maybe not enjoy quite as much, but at least you have it finished by that point. Hello there, Chaotic Assassin. Welcome in, dude. Good to see ya. And how's it going? Welcome back, Aura. Your dog is not doing well. You're begging him to get better because your sister's visiting this week and has never met him. He keeps saying, buddy, you owed and it's your time, I will accept it, but you gotta make it past Thanksgiving for you, please. Damn, Aura, I'm so sorry to hear about your dog. Yeah, that's definitely understandable, you know, you kinda like wanna have him to be around for as long as possible. As long as, of course, as, you know, they're doing like good overall. But that's always heartbreaking to see when an kind of companion, you know, is not doing as good anymore. But yeah, I hope that your dog feels much better soon, Aura. You know, hopefully it's just like a bit of a temporary, you know, kind of like down. Because it can be weird sometimes with like, you know, old animals, old people, and you never know when you might have like another phase again where it might, you know, be like much better than before, or like they're having like much more energy all of a sudden. Spectre took you by surprise, to be honest. It's not just a hack and slasher. You unlock subclasses and farm items for each, then level them up to unlock talents. So there's actually a boat that can be made and multiple game modes. GG, in your opinion? You bought it on Make a Sale for 21 euros. Base game was below 2, but you got the pack with DLCs. Ah, I gotcha. Makes sense, I guess, if you have like lots and lots of different additional packs. It's pretty cool that the base game is only $2, but yeah, I guess you don't have like that much content without playing the DLCs, I reckon. Nice, chaotic, that sounds good. Bit of a chill day. Yeah, it's been also pretty chill over here. Been like enjoying the outside a bit with like a long walk in the forest and fields and stuff. Been a really nice, pleasant fall day over here. The past couple of days have been kind of like cold and rainy and like really uncozy being outside. But yeah, today was a pretty nice day. Hoping he's just having a rough couple of days. You're waiting for some blood work result to come in from a visit yesterday, so hopefully we get those soon and you can know what's going on. You keep thinking like, if I took him to vet today, he wouldn't even know how to describe what's wrong with him. Just walking into an emergency clinic, like the vibes are rotten with him. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing sometimes, you know, it would be difficult to describe or even for the doctor to know what's maybe, you know, going on or what's up. But yeah, I hope that, you know, maybe we get a bit more clearance from seeing the results come back. Also, hello there, Dagger, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. I really appreciate it. How was your stream today? How did it go? Did you play Ghost of Tsushima? Because I saw you the other day playing that. Ah, you did. Nice. So how's that going? Man, I love Ghost of Tsushima. Can't wait to play that again. I think next time I would like to do it on the LIFO game mode or game difficulty. Where I guess everyone, including you, dies relatively quickly. So I guess it's kind of like a bit more realistic. But I think the boss fights are gonna be a pain because enemies are gonna be still fairly tanky, but you still die much quicker. But yeah, so for anyone that hasn't checked out Decker yet, definitely consider doing so. He's a great streamer. Yeah, been playing some Ghost of Tsushima. He's also a big fan of games like Metal Gear Solid. I think also Resident Evil, and yeah, games like these. Really great to hang out and always a good vibe over there. And let me also give another shout out here to Lucinda, for those of you that maybe missed it earlier. Lucinda's another great streamer. She's been playing some Red Dead Redemption 2, but also been playing for Prey. She's a big fan also of first-person kind of games, if it's stealth or shooter in a way, like Bioshock games, but also Dishonored, games like Dying Light, but also a big fan of Resident Evil. Then yeah, definitely check out Lucinda. Great streamer and has a really nice community as well.
I want to see the Alliance map.
But yeah, as for me, it's going good, Dagger. Been having a nice chill Sunday over here. Decided to do a bit of a evening stream over here and yeah, play some more Valhalla. We've been doing a no HUD and no fast travel playthrough. So playing without like the compass and without yeah, all that extra on-screen information for like a more immersive experience. And yeah, I've been having lots of fun with it. The leveling system in this game isn't quite as restrictive. So you can be severely underleveled, you can still deal with, you know, enemies quite well. And yeah, it's a pretty, you know, immersive experience, actually playing it that way. So I quite like it. You finished up Tsushima, loved it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Dagger, that's awesome. GG's on finishing the game. So what ending choice did you go for? I guess, spoiler warning for those of you that haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet. If you wanna mute the stream for the next couple of minutes. Because that's of course a major moment, but I would be intrigued, I guess, in hearing what deck I actually chose there. Hello Valhalla, welcome in and welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, really, Aura? That's unfortunate. You know, if you feel like you're not gonna continue playing a game because not enough people are watching it. But I guess it depends, you know, if you also enjoy playing the game. Because it sounds like you had a pretty tough time on Levo. But I think I'm gonna be alright because I've already played Ghost of Tsushima twice now. Once like a 100% run and the other time it was a New Game Plus run, just focusing on the, you know, main story. So I'm definitely familiar with like the mechanics and stuff. And I'll also be playing it on PC, which is gonna give me like an FPS advantage at least compared to the PlayStation 4 version. But yeah, it's still gonna be tough. I mean, I played on Levo for the introduction mission, like for a little bit just to see. And I got my ass kicked sometimes. Because sometimes you're getting like overwhelmed by multiple enemies, and if that happens, you can just die very quickly, for sure. 101s are gonna be fine, I think, but yeah, getting like overwhelmed is gonna backfire quickly. That's the verse for the shout out to Cinder. More than happy to give you one. You wish someone would make a new Thief game, love the last one. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. I saw Lucinda actually, I think, play some of the Thief games. And they look pretty fun. But yeah, there's definitely not enough like proper stealth games coming out. I feel like it's a bit of a underrepresented like genre in a way, because often it's more like just like a side mechanic, you know? It's like many games have kind of like included stealth as part of a arsenal, but actually games like focusing on stealth primarily. I mean, even in the Assassin's Creed series, that of course has become like less of a focus. The series that is like known for like, you know, stealth gameplay. Hello there, Seraph. Welcome in. And good evening. So that guy went for spare, made sense to you. That's definitely fair. And yeah, I feel like both endings really make sense if you kind of like make a case for it, I guess. I did also choose Spare on my first playthrough, because for me it felt very, very consequential towards the kind of like way of thinking that Jin has across the game. You of course have many choices, but you can't really change the fact that he's becoming the ghost, right? It's like inevitable in a way. And it definitely fits like the ghost ending in a way, you know. And I always felt that the uncle was almost grateful for you sparing him, you know. I really think that his uncle didn't want to die. He just felt obliged, like, at least that's like my interpretation, you know. To me, it feels really like what Jin says, that he's like a slave to honor, in like the good and bad ways. And sometimes that honor doesn't really match logic. And yeah, Jin of course felt quite different about things. So I think he's, you know, kind of like trying to spare life. And also like, you know, not go with a samurai way that he kind of like left behind in a way. But yeah, I feel like, you know, taking the option to kill him also feels like a right choice, because, you know, it's kind of like doing it in a less selfish manner maybe, and respecting that your uncle still lives by the samurai code and honoring his wish. But yeah, to me it seems like a senseless death, you know. I really like the idea better of like his uncle living to see another day. And I mean, if he decides to kill himself, it's, you know, his beer. But I can understand that Jin didn't want to take the life of one of his family members. I think it's Beth Anka too. Gotta replay it, it's just so sad. Definitely is. I mean, I feel like the whole game is like a bummer. In terms of like the overall tone, you know. There's not really much like cheering you up in that game. But it's very well done, you know. Do I have a fixed streaming time? Not really, honestly. I mostly just stream whenever I'm like in the mood or when I have time. But there's certainly times that are like more, you know, likely for me to stream than others. So right now, like I've been streaming on Wednesdays and Fridays, like longer during the afternoon of Europe time. And on Thursday I've been doing like a later afternoon or evening stream. And then on the weekends, just whenever, you know, I have like time and I'm in the mood for it. Also, hey there, Gislek, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, dude. And how's it going? How was the stream today? It's like raid back to back here. Like we've been having a raid every 10 minutes for the last 20 minutes. But yeah, I hope you had a good one, Gislek. Let me give you a shout out here. How was Ace Attorney Investigations? Yeah, that's really sad, Aura. You know, if you feel like you have to stop the playthrough just because, you know, the viewerships are not matching what you expect. But yeah, I guess it's tough. I mean, I don't know if that streamers maybe like making a living, you know, from like streaming. And in that case, I kind of understand if you're kind of like trying to, you know, retain your viewer numbers, because it might determine whether or not you have like a paycheck the next month. But yeah, it's definitely sad that he had to leave it behind. But yeah, that's what I like about the realistic difficulty, especially as part of the historical order run, because it would kind of increase the immersion in that regard, you know? Like how deadly the blades were and how quickly you could actually die. Oh yeah, Dagger, would be cool to see you try on the harder difficulties. But yeah, I feel like the boss fights could be quite tricky. I'm not sure if it changes anything about the AI behavior or like how, you know, quick you maybe have to parry. If it kind of changes any of the timing windows. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine it would still be quite tough because you're bound to make a mistake eventually. And that's probably getting punished quite quickly. Yeah, the uncle definitely is a complicated character. It's kind of what I like about him. And about his relationship to Jin. But yeah, I have to say, the more the game went on, the harder of a time I had with the uncle. Like, still finding him sympathetic. Exactly, Dagger. And that's why a choice like that really fits the game well, even though it's so linear. Because no matter what choice you make, it's like kinda appropriate in a way. So now that you've finished Ghost of Tsushima, Dagger, have you decided what you wanna play next? He's like, you know what cheers me up? Swiss roads? Oh yeah? I wouldn't mind a Swiss roll. Do you have some? It's a bummer game completely. Like, you love the game, it was great. 10 out of 10 would recommend, but it wasn't fun. Yeah. You have to say, like, every time I did like a session of Ghost of Tsushima, it didn't really feel like quite cheerful afterwards. But I guess it kind of felt, you know, you feel like a bit badass while playing it maybe. But yeah, the general tone, quite low. Plot twists, many of them. You didn't like Icky Island fantasy elements that much personally. There's no way you can convince me that shamans aren't bullshit. I still haven't played the DLC, honestly. I was thinking of including it in this year's playthrough as part of the Historic Order run. Because this time I'm playing it on the PC for the first time and it does include the DLC, of course, by default. But if it is too fantasy heavy, then I might not, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, it isn't the most historically accurate game in the first place. In its telling of like, you know, Jin's role and, you know, the Khan is kind of like not really much of a confirmed historical character and stuff. So I guess, you know, it's more like other aspects we're going to focus on that will be interesting in regards to the history. But if that Icky Island DLC isn't even like trying to have, you know, much of a historical context, then I have to rethink including it. Yeah, for sure, Aura, you know, like that last choice, even if you may be convinced with like the Ghost Way or something, it would probably still be a tough one to make. You always thought Uncle was trying his best. Yeah, I think he does. I mean, from his point of view at least. Going to play the Lost Judgment DLC for something chill and short as a cooldown. That sounds good, Dagger. It's nice sometimes to have like, you know, a bit of a shorter game in between. Especially when you're doing like these pretty big open world games. And I mean, Ghost of Tsushima has like quite a bit of content. If you get into like the side missions and stuff. That's fair, Aura. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to have something that kind of like cheers you up, or, you know, that isn't quite as depressing. Let me put it this way: when the shaman sings, everybody else is invulnerable to your attacks, and then their attacks become unblockable, unparable. Huh. I mean, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? I see no flaw in that logic. You know, samurai sword just doing no damage. Probably still going to do side content off stream. The game must be good for you to still play it after 40 plus hours. Yeah, I don't blame you. I've also went back to Ghost of Tsushima and just finished off the platinum after like playing it on stream. And it was pretty fun. Like, there's definitely some nice like end game content with like especially the dudes and stuff. Would really prefer a spear as a sword's black belt. Would be cool if you could actually wield a spear. In general, I wouldn't have minded having like a bigger arsenal of weapons, potentially. But I hope that Ghost of Yotei will kind of like, you know, give us more to choose. So we have the Rotin non Hision Ni, which I totally butchered. The people of the Longhouse were sturdy folk who tolerated the Vikings, up to a point, anyway. Long established in North America, the ways would remain long after the Viking ways had come and gone. And yeah, as you can see, the only thing we have here is the merchant trousers and the merchant blouse, and that's it. Everything gone except for the medallions.
Anything Olavur can tell, Olavur will tell, my new and big friend.
Why would Gorm cross the sea to this nameless wilderness? It seems a great risk for so little.
Gorm carries with him a crystal that talks. It tells him where to go and what to do.
A talking crystal.
It is truth. The Elfstone tells him to seek, and so he seeks. And when it says dig, he digs. Such a mystery.
What is he digging for?
That is a mystery he will not tell. But my guess is the best guess. He seeks the door to Jotunheim.
Because like, they leave up close, they leave mid range, they leave at a distance. The spear's apex where until firearms come into play. You have a lot of derivative experience from Bo and Joe's days. That's really cool, Gisek. But yeah, I mean, there's also a reason why lots of, you know, long-range rifles also had like the spear tip on top. So if, you know, reloading took too much time, they could still act like as a spear of sorts. But yeah, I mean, spears were great weapons. Makes you think of the movie 300, you know, with like all the battle scenes where you just see like the spears piercing through like all the bodies like back to back. Just execute left and right. I reckon also like the amount of thrust you can kind of like build up, you know. You really like Olaf? He's quite interesting of a character. The way kind of like the first things you hear from him are like Odin quotes. Like 9 days I hung in the tree. And I sacrificed my eye in the well and stuff. Sounds good, Dagger. You take care, dude. I hope you enjoy your food. Thanks for the lurk and for the raid again. And yeah, hope you have a good evening.
Look! Out across the river. One of Gorm's camps. All look like that. All of them.
They are well guarded, you say?
Oh, yes. By fierce men. Warriors who attack any stranger on sight. Anyone. And they are all well armed. Not like you. As well equipped as a stable hand.
It does not take much to kill a man.
But sharp steel helps. Oh, yes.
You're not wrong. I could use better weapons.
Olavur will help. Gather ore and hides to barter for war gear.
Ore and heights? I can find out there?
Yes. Yes! Some in the woods, much more at Gorm's camps. Then traded all with the people here. Easy as a smile. Yes. Yes.
I do not understand their language. Can you translate for me?
No need, no. We talk with signs. Just walk up to a trader and start trading. Take this. Some goods to get you started.
Thank you for this, Olaf. And until I say otherwise, speak nothing of this to anyone. Might be a good idea to trade, now that I'm here.
Indeed.
Seems eager to trade goods and wares.
Skana.
Skana.
Ne on hata joyanere.
Well, I guess we could buy the bracers. Oh, we can actually buy the club. That'd be good, you know, having like a proper weapon here. So let's get the club here. Yogvari club. An artfully decorated boar-headed war club from far across the sea.
Yama.
Yama. That means thanks. It's actually what Connor says every time he skins an animal that he hunts. It's kind of like thanking nature. And let's also buy the bracers.
I must be on my way now. Goodbye. I can hike into the woods, straight for Gotham. Or gather raw materials and trade for better weapons.
Well, I guess we're gonna see. I'm not really planning anything because of course I'm looking at the map here. At least until I really have to. So I guess we're kind of like looting materials until we find Gorm and then he's gonna die. You always go for the bow first, snipe your enemies. I mean, bow would be really nice to have. But not quite as important to us because we don't have the reticle, of course, so aiming is a bit more difficult. So for me, bow a lot of the time is more of a combat weapon, at least in this playthrough. It's difficult to really snipe unless you're like having a predator bow, I guess. When you play this part of the game, you were like, is this game not long enough as it is? We have to have the old obligatory strippers of all our stuff and start over for a short period too. Yeah, and I mean, oftentimes in games of Assassin's Creed, you know, it's only like for one mission. It's like an entire story arc. So like kind of taking that concept to an extreme. You know, in Origins, when that happens, you know, it's like maybe 5 minutes that you would without your gear, pretty much. Then here it's like multiple hours.
God, the Jadadu.
I must take my leave. So long. God, I'm missing these woods somewhere.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't have to be a long story arc. I mean, you could, you know, head straight for Gorm and kill him. And it's like pretty much done. But yeah, it's gonna take us a bit longer, I reckon. Because we have to first find him. And I wouldn't mind, you know, actually like looting some stuff and finding some materials and all that. Hello there, Waffle. Welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for the resub. 61 months, dude. I think honestly still the top month subscriber. Like, according to the amounts. So thank you so much, Waffle, for your continued support. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Jesus, that's a big bird. What the fuck? I mean, it's a board-headed eagle. But yeah, look at that wing range. Dude. The American eagle, exactly. Is Gorm's location randomized or is it always the same place? I think it's always the same place, yeah, because you meet him or you find him at the location where the vote is, which is in AC3. You know, where you go as Haven, but you don't get access, and with Desmond you actually get access and you get to go inside into the temple. That's of course where Gorm is, because Juno is trying to get him to open up the door. So she can be, you know, unlocked again. Herself. But yeah, it will always be at the
no matter how long it takes.
At the ward location. I got you, Cinder. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure actually if he is like going to another place. I know that he's like moving around the camp quite a lot. I won't actually know if he's like, at this point, for instance, like early on, I never tried just rushing to him. You know, you usually just have a look around and look for clues and stuff. But I would be surprised if he's like in another location. But who knows? Maybe we're gonna figure out something new here. With a no HUD. I could use some leather here. Yeah, I think you are, Waffle. Numero uno. He might be locked behind some objective. That could be it. Could be that, you know, he's not spawning until you kind of like, you know, complete some of the objectives or like quests. But I mean, Eivor says, you know, you could head right for him, so I feel like the option should be there. I mean, the quest at least is there, so at this point, you should be able to find him. Also, Black Flag music again.
Where are you hiding, Gotham?
It's kind of faint. But yeah, that's original Black Flag music. Yeah, eagles can be super massive. Like when they really like open up their wings.
One of Gordon's camps. I might learn where he's hiding. Or find some resources at the least. They will attack on sight here.
every once in a while you see them here? You mean like eagles in general, or like bald-headed eagles? Or we were literally talking about me to your friends the other day. And also eagles, you believe, can have 9-inch wingspans when fully grown. Damn. Yeah, imagine one standing before you, opening the wings like that. Would be quite intimidating.
One step closer.
Heading to our camp, remember the code? Steinhus, Bruhamar, Valfgrov, and Nasjor. Boom. Okay, I think we're done here. Just stay down. I'm gonna knock some sense in your head with this club here.
I need your eyes, my friend.
It would make sense if he was always there. That's true. But yeah, wouldn't know entirely. I never really rushed it. Would be interested to know though. Interesting, didn't catch that above music. Yeah, so we have like a couple of like open world exploration themes that are like directly used from Black Flag. Kind of as a reference, I guess, to, you know, North American like colonial games of a series. But also because Sarah Schachner, one of the composers for Valhalla, she actually worked as a musician on some of the Black Flag soundtrack, especially like playing the violin, but also doing some of the arrangements. Awesome. Give me just 1 second. Be right back. What the heck? I come back to like my to my character moving. I'm like, is my controller like wrong, or is what is happening? I just see like that I'm almost getting killed here. I wasn't even ready. I was just like having a quick glance here at the screen because it's there to take care of something. Oh dear. But yeah, we saved us just barely. But let me catch up on chat real quick, and then I will be gone for a quick minute again. Or about egots. It's rare, but it happens, and it's always crazy. I can imagine. Yeah, I never got to see one myself. Or like many egots like up close. That would be quite impressive. 9 foot, definitely massive. It definitely would be. Like, holy shit. The other day you saw your neighborhood crows chasing off a hawk. The hawk didn't seem to care. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like nothing to him. To the hawk. Waffle 7.5, just looked it up, but still insane. I mean, would still be quite impressive. Get stomped on. It's always so satisfying doing the stomp attack in this game. Especially like feeling the impact of weight, you know. Kinda wish they let us use the hidden blade in melee. Didn't the older games do that? They did. Yeah, you could use the hidden blade as like an entire... I mean, in AC1 you could only use the hidden blade to counter. But it was always like a one, you know, hit like kill, pretty much. And then of course in AC2 they allowed you to fight with it for the first time. And you could do so until Black Flag, I guess. Unity was the first game not to have hidden blade combat anymore. But yeah, so in Valhalla you can actually use the hidden blade, like I just did that actually against one of the enemies. Because if you don't have a secondary weapon or like shield or whatever, and your hand is free, like your left hand where the hidden blade is, then you can hold the left bumper for the special attack, and then it will actually do like a stab motion. And sometimes it will also like connect to the enemy and you will like throw them away afterwards. Unfortunately, it's not very deadly, and it isn't the smoothest animation, and it's the only thing you can really do with it. But technically there's hidden blade combat in this game. But yeah, it doesn't do much. Not really something to specialize on or something. Malaka's cat. Requiescat in pace. Even more interesting. Everybody yelled once. I could hear your yells in my mind. I was like, I have to have a look at my screen real quick. It's no HUD, all things are silence. Yeah, I barely saved myself here, but let's see if I can even, you know, make a pass here, because it's kind of like on my ass right now, and I have like no idea where I'm even positioned or what's like happening. So I'm gonna reload real quick, like back into the game, and see if I can survive. And then I will have to go for another minute. Yeah, I mean, I can recommend trying. It's definitely cool that you have like a dedicated animation, and I think there might even be like a death kill animation. There's like a video where someone features all of the combat finisher animations of Valhalla, which goes on for like 16 to 20 minutes or something. Of course, there's a lot, of course. And they have like a dedicated timestamp for the Hidden Blade animations. So if you're curious, it might be worth checking out if you're looking for like unique killing animations. You know, there are 1 or 2 skills you can get with Hidden Blade, right? Or you think of Origins. The only one I can think of in Valhalla is with the dodge roll. Let me see if I can find it. The master counter roll. Because it kind of like adds the Hidden Blade strike while doing the counter roll. Ironically, it does very little damage. And I don't really like that ability much because the kind of purpose of a dodge roll was that you get a roll over the enemy to kind of like open up their back for critical hits, like this, you know? Exposing their back, which is like the biggest weak point, when you can hit that for like really good damage, and a guaranteed critical hit pretty much. But doing the master counter roll actually sets them in a position where they're like facing you again, like this. I mean, they're staggered, so that's good, but it's not like as high of a damage potential as like hitting the back. It adds the damage from a Hidden Blade, but it's not as much as like a critical hit or something. So it's kind of ironic. It's like one of those upgrades I usually never get when playing Valhalla now. I just stick to the regular counter roll because I think it's legitimately better. But I can't really think much of any other ability that actually had the Hidden Blade involved in this game, to be honest. I mean, there was of course the Assassinate carry, the Assassin carry one. Where can I carry someone after assassinating them, but that's of course hardly a Hidden Blade ability. Yeah, not too sure. I mean, of course you have like Advanced Assassination, that's technically a Hidden Blade ability. But yeah. Doesn't do hardly any damage. Yeah, it doesn't. Which is really ironic. I mean, it's already not the easiest, you know, skill to pull off, like timing-wise. And you should definitely be getting rewarded, you know, if you're already using a Hidden Blade for like half of the damage at least, if no more. Just the counter roll, to be honest. You consider everything else to be the assassination button. Yeah, fair. I mean, that's true. Okay, we survived. Bad kitty. Really bad kitty. Let me use the ration here.
Sunan, guide me.
But yeah, give me just another minute here and we're gonna be back. I'm gonna be pausing Vo so I don't get another dire surprise. Alright. I guess they were actually unarmed left-hand heavy is hidden blade stagger stun. But it does about counter roll damage. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Alright, let's head into the next camp here.
This place is heavily guarded.
More trouble.
Classic. You're just throwing it against yourself. It's really funny as well, because I couldn't even see like the throwing radius, right? But even if you align it properly in this game, then there's still a chance that you're just gonna collide with a like wall or something. It's really weird. But I probably even didn't have it aligned properly, but yeah, I couldn't see. Can't wait to see Naoi and Yasuke never use it. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting how they go about the Hidden Blade in that game, and also the whole affiliations to the assassins. I'm not holding my breath. We found a more promising dig site deeper inland. It is to the northwest. We're headed there now. Okay, let's get the key here. Sounds like something you would do. Probably something that everyone has done at least once when playing Valhalla.
Looks like trouble.
And the other key?
Be my eyes.
I mean, there's two keys that I need here. Oh yeah, it's over there. Kind of weird sometimes, but there's a camera bug where Eivor all of a sudden is like very far to the right side of the screen. I think it's because of like cover assassinations and then the camera angle changing and it kind of getting screwed up of sorts, but yeah, it's kind of like weird. Because usually Eivor would be very like central to the screen. Okay, this chest is still making a sound like it hasn't been looted. And here we have a note.
Gorm must be near. His doom has come.
Listen, rats and dogs. Go on, venture deeper into the woods. If you spot anything strange, alert your captain. Any slacking in duty will result in death. Nori. I mean, if he's close, then I'm gonna assume that he's over there. To this side. But I would like to visit the shopkeeper here first. I reckon we can get at least another weapon or like a piece of gear. I would like to get the like general armor set maybe. Like the body armor.
Saat kahtoon hoida vagat gerdu. Ii waksu tigo.
Missing leather here, unfortunately. Okay, in that case we're gonna wait.
I'm off. Be well, friend.
The jars have a worse aiming. Yeah, they're really not matching with what the game tells you at all. I guess I kind of designed that they're like more likely to collide in a, you know, bigger radius, because that's of course what you want to have when you're kind of like trying to smash it into wall.
Show me.
But yeah, it doesn't always work as intended. Makes you think of the little villages where you find all the notes left by a bishop about how he has to lock up the oil jars because people kept setting everything on fire accidentally. I mean, it's a good fourth wall break for this game, that's for sure. I didn't even think about that aura, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Could be used as another kind of like loadout, I guess, because you can of course transfer multiple outfits and then just, you know, swap the looks in-game to change it without having to like reload or anything.
Let's see you, old friend.
leader of this Bridgecliff camp may know Gothram's whereabouts. A camp near the village. Gothram could be there.
The glass board does nothing in this cave. I must travel further north to the next site. Too much time wasted digging these damn holes. Or at least following Gorm's path, I guess. Like where he went.
Here's a rock for your stuff!
I was kinda hoping you would like smash into the oil there. Lots of loot. Listeners, this is the cave that Hyphen and Connor's mom meet in. Well, not this one, but the one that Gorm is in. It's a cave where they kind of like, the story kind of like culminates in a way. Because they of course work together in the promise that Connor's mom will actually show Haven the cave. And when Haven helps her people, you know, she does so. But then Haven of course doesn't get into the temple. Because he's missing the Apple of Eden. But yeah, it's also a moment where they, I guess, really romance, you know, fully. And I guess shortly afterwards, Connor is conceived. It's really irritating how the chest is still making that noise.
Stretch your wings, Sunan.
Well, it kind of looks like a cave, honestly, there. Let's have a look. I don't really have much gear here, so I'm like pretty much running on like base gear, but if we get to assassinate Gorm, then it's gonna be fine. But yeah, it's gonna be a well-guarded camp, so getting into combat could be turning out to be quite deadly.
What is going on now? Stop right there!
Hey, wait!
I have no idea how she even saw me. With like the back turned to me. But yeah, Valhalla detection can be a bit weird sometimes.
Go, Zulin.
But yeah, this is the location. You don't see me, right? You deserve to be punished for your blindness. There he is. Giving orders.
I summon you! Speak to me, you stone-dwelling god-woman!
In time, what once was, shall be. Again.
What does that gibberish mean? Burn it all.
And yeah,
Keep digging mules.
that is Shuno.
Power beyond measure awaits. Power beyond measure.
Gorm Kjotvisson.
I am tired.
I just hope Kjotvisson is not that.
Enough! Get back here, you coward! I can run for hours.
I was just planning on destroying that card with my bow, but then I was like, never mind, nothing is happening if I draw my bow. Because I don't have one.
Just in case.
Like so weird sometimes, you know, because you're really getting into these like automative behaviors.
Wait a sec!
When you rely on having a bow for so long. Exactly. It's like all muscle memory. Jesus, that's a lot of guards coming here. Destroying the card now would be so good. Well, I guess I could draw my torch. Come on, burn. Kill them. Or at least it did a bit of damage. There he is. Go on, we meet again.
I crossed the broad sea for you, Gorm. Are you not flattered?
For one reason only, I see. You snake.
One reason only.
Drink you under the table. guess that's how the hidden blade can also become lethal.
Wait. This is not the Hall of 500 doors. This is not the Rock of the Fallen. Where are the women on the winged horses? Where are the choosers of the slain? My blood enemy!
This is Niflheim, the hell of mist and cold. This is where the faithless dead come to die again. This is where ghosts fade to mist, to be forgotten.
Your meddling has doomed us all, crow of battle.
More lies from a liar born. Now speak the truth. What brought the Order to this place?
To free a goddess, a creature of power and light, buried by the Jotnar in ages past.
A pity, Gorm. You will not meet her now.
Gorm's crystal eye. It hums with a strange feeling. Unearthly. What was Gorm digging for? Something deep inside this cave? Olaf should know his tormentor is dead. I owe him that much.
Oh yeah. Gorm Kjotveson is no more. The son of a coward. And a rat himself.
Go, my eyes.
I'll kill you! No escape! I will get you!
have a look into the cave here because it's a pretty major connection here to the rest of the series. Especially, of course, Assassin's Creed 3. The last game in the Desmond Saga. And there you have it. The first civilization war and entrance into the vault of Juno's temple. No worries whatsoever, Oliver. Thank you for being here and for joining. I hope you have a good night and a good sleep. And yeah, catch you next time, dude. Taking a wee nap on the cliff. He looked so peaceful, didn't he? The way he did lie there. I was kind of hoping for him to slide off all the way to the ground. Would have been like a bit of an overkill. Or you also accidentally set this camp on fire and the game crashed. So to be more careful. Gorm, I name you Worm and banish you is such a badass line. It definitely is. I like when Harald says that in Norway. In general, I quite liked how Harald was written. It's interesting how when you kill Kjotve, his dad, Kjotve, talks essentially about how Valhalla isn't real, but he clearly didn't discuss it with his son. It seems like many things were left unsaid between Kjotve and his son. But yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, it's a whole point why Eivor is like, no, my clan will not be forgotten, you know. Because Eivor at that point, of course, cares so much about his legacy and what he leaves behind. But yeah, Kjotve has a much more nihilistic outlook on the world, I guess. Considering the end of Valhalla kind of concludes the Desmond saga again, it makes sense. That's very true as well. Yeah, there's like so many connections to the Desmond saga on so many different levels. Quite appreciate that about Valhalla, I have to say. Indeed, listener, yeah, this is the temple that Hatham seeks in AC3. But ultimately he doesn't get access. But yeah, it's also the entrance that Desmond and the modern day team take at the start of AC3. We use the Apple of Eden to get inside. It actually gets inserted here in this space, I think. That's where the apple belongs, and then it opens up the vault, basically. Haven wasn't worthy. Yeah, I guess not as worthy as Desmond at least, but he also didn't have the right tool.
The probabilities lead us here. The calculations give us hope.
This is not for me. I should return to Olaf. He deserves to know what happened here.
Yeah, it's not for you, Eivor. But it could be. Just find the Apple of Eden.
Have a look, Sunan.
Thank you for a follow and welcome in.
I must be careful now.
I like how the dude just respawned. Like I killed him earlier when I went inside the camp. Eivor is so wise. Yeah, it's one thing I like about Eivor quite a bit, I think, is how well spoken Eivor is, but also that he definitely has a certain wisdom. Even though we're not like, you know, that old yet at that point. I mean, we're not always doing the wisest decisions, that's for sure. But we certainly have a moment.
Show me what lies ahead.
Ah, cool. A stone circle. It's kind of funny, you know, because the person that narrates these stone circles, Brendan of Clonfert or something like that, he's actually one of the sages of Aita, you know, the ones that get reborn over and over, that we have been seen multiple times throughout the series. In Black Flag, of course, he's the major antagonist in the form of Bartholomew Roberts, Black Bart, but also in the modern day with John from IT. And he's, of course, based on the husband of Juno. And it's kind of ironic that, you know, the Sage of Aita got like drawn to this place and was so close to unlocking Juno and reuniting with her, but kind of like failing. At least I think that's what the message here implies once we read it. Ava's not even 30. I mean, I was under the impression that Ava was like in the mid-20s. Of course, there's like quite a few years passing. I mean, it kind of like starts in 872. I would say at that point, Ava was probably in the early 20s. And then the story kind of like ends, at least the main story, in 878. So it's like 6 years passing. But yeah, it should be like in their 20s. But yeah, I'm not too sure exactly how old Eivor is right now though, in this year. Wise because Odin, but also unwise because Odin, you know. Yeah. I like that burn that Loki makes about Odin's foresight, on the lack of foresight rather, during the Asgard story arc. John from IT, the sketchiest IT guy you've ever met. Can't believe we just do whatever he says. He seems totally trustworthy. Listen, I never did figure out any of these puzzles. Couldn't align anything, not this one specifically, but you tried a couple different ones. They can be quite tricky. Like, first finding the spot and then also doing the aligning. You definitely have to move your camera like a lot sometimes to get them aligned perfectly. So that definitely can be a bit tricky, for sure. This one's gonna be even trickier, I think, because we have these like movable platforms, which I probably have to get away here to align it, I would imagine. We need to do our cybersecurity training again. It's like 25 to 39 depending how far you're in. Ah, okay, so 39 for the Siege of Paris then, I guess. Because Siege of Paris is like 885 to 886. Which is, yeah, 14 years after when the story starts, I guess, with Edward Eivor. Okay, so starting in the mid-20s and then I guess Eivor would be like 31 when the game, like the main story ends. So at this point Eivor would be 29?
Here I, Brendan of Clonfert, servant of our Lord, to make my final inscription before this holy fount of light. My journey is ended. For 2 and some years have I heeded the inner voice of my Lord, and followed it to this place, to receive his word. I have seen the gate with its ancient markings. I have heard the voice of his angel, calling me beloved. Yet, the way did not open. His voice yet calls to me still, in blissful forms, torturous to me. Yet, the way remains closed. My way forward is uncertain.
Yeah, so this is technically actually the last Brendan of Clonfert stone circle, I guess. Because this is where the journey ends for him. Not being able to reunite with Juno. Okay, let's move this thing here away. That. This thing too. Maybe this one. No.
Something light and heat.
So I was right spot. Just was a bit tricky to get Eivor into a position where I was actually like trying to align. Or you always wanna, because in the very beginning Kjörve says Eivor has been chasing him for 17 winters. Yeah, I mean, if Eivor would have been 8, I guess, it would have made sense in the beginning. It could also, of course, be that it wasn't until like a few years later that Eivor actually set themselves the task of like chasing Kjörve. You know, being like, okay, I'm gonna train now to take my revenge or something. But yeah, I guess it's a question of like, how old is Eivor in the beginning of the introduction?
What do you see, Sunan?
I don't really know, to be honest. But I mean, I'm sure that the IC wiki page for Eivor shows the actual birth date. And birth year. You're right. Just a couple snakes.
God, the Jadadu.
Okay, let's finally get the Arenharekova outfit. This outfit is made with the strongest materials nature could provide. The wilderness is no longer a threat. Also get the pants, I guess? Yeah. And that's it.
I have to go. See you soon.
Oh, nice. 5 skill points. Gonna get further war here. Vikings live for the fight, gain adrenaline as long as you remain in conflict. So kinda like a no-brainer. Getting like free abilities just for being in combat. I would also like to get the counter row finally. There we go. I quite like this outfit, I have to say.
Show me.
The stones resemble the ones in England. Was this one built first?
Wait, what?
Go, Sunan.
Which stones are we talking about? Huh? It seems like he was talking about the standing stones that I just finished, but they're like kind of far away at this point. Maybe it was like a bug. Yeah, it seems like Aura, that it was like a delayed comment or something. Was like, is there another stone circle? Nah. Can't be.
Let's see you, old friend.
A stone circle? For me? Would be a good command for Rod to have. You know, kind of like a letter for me and just like insert like anything. I'm not even sure if he already has it. He might be actually.
No need to hide now, Olaf. Gorm is dead.
Gorm? Dead? By your hand?
He paid a bloody price for broken honor. I will not say more. Return to your sister.
Oh, I will. Yet I would first join the villagers at their fire. They tell stories and I like to listen, though I do not hear.
Story time. Telling sagas of their own?
Yes, yes! They tell stories, yes, come, listen.
Zokki, Rarondunde, Wasagohorori, Neyotzi Zizu. Waharu, Hau, Toyedene, Zinuero discardagete, Junquirotagwani. Tehni Zarunki, Totni Dagwe. Ya tehni ganare Ziosumwaya, Danu Akwegu, Gasumwa Hunzi. Yotzi Zizu, Yagoda Denekwa the Wagu, Danu Rarondo de, Yesutne Irdade. Zokki, Osumagu, ya untke doda, Ahjarek, dogatka negere. Tudayawasti, Rarondo de, ya sagorege. Osumagu, ya eanda ne yotzi zizu. Zi wa agoyant da haje, wa eanahadu, zi nahoda wa ekweni. Nia dega derdege. Ya ehoe, zia eanda ne, zi de jutsu wagardas.
Gods Rahnaraga, Dagwagara Duhas.
I do not understand. Ah, you want me to tell a story? All right, let me think. A story of betrayal, of selfish malice, and of gods who act as spoiled children. Of all our many gods, it is Odin who is the most revered. He is the All-Father, the High One, the Wise King. But for all his glories, he can also be the most elusive of his kind. Selfish, solitary, stubborn, even cruel. In days long gone, it came to pass that Odin's son, Baldur, died suddenly, felled by his only weakness, mistletoe. Believing his son's death an accident, Odin sent a message to the Jotun Hel, asking her to return his beautiful boy to life. Hel agreed, but on one condition. Only if every living creature in the 9 worlds shed a loving tear for Baldur. At once, Odin sent word to every corner of the world, asking all to weep for his beloved boy. And all did, but one. A Jotun named Thok refused to cry for Baldur. Let Hel keep what she has received, Thok said, with malice, and that was that. Baldur was gone forever, sent on a funeral ship across the sea, buried in Midgard, amid trees and rocks. What Odin did not know is that Thok was none other than the trickster Loki in disguise, a god he knew as a friend. Worse still, it was Loki who led Baldur to his death by a sprig of mistletoe. All these tricks and feints Loki had conceived. Some say it was in Loki's nature to be so cruel. Others argue it was revenge for deeds done by Odin to Loki and his children. There is a third view, that all these acts, kind and cruel, were sown long ago in the pattern of their lives. That
that we are not the authors of our own destiny, but only its readers. And that we... Oh. That we should fight against this view, for it is deeply unwelcome.
Angwa gara duha se ne at nowara rau gara. Nene o niot ti wata det noya ge.
Gorum brought this stone across the Whale Road for a strange purpose. I do not know why, but it seems to belong to this land.
Yoskats. Gwa. Ras nu Saga. What neat daherde.
Dagwa weird it ga?
Take it and guard it. It may be that one day you will know its purpose. Thank you. Each of you. For all you have done.
Aya wanski. Yeti sot hugungaha. Ayeza ha herda da. Ratnardaga.
Yes. I agree. But to be honest, I really like the scene a lot, you know, because it's more about like the way Eivor tells the story that kind of like makes them, you know, listen really closely. And less by the words themselves. But I think it was a really cool choice for this story arc to have like, you know, two folks come into contact that don't really understand any word the other party is saying. And they have to use like other forms of communication instead. Also, hey there, Danny, welcome in. Thank you so much for the 44 months of resubbing, dude. Good evening. I hope you had a great weekend. Did you know that in Norse mythology, gods are not immortal in comparison to other mythologies? That's true, yeah. That's, I guess, also why Ragnarok, you know, the end of a world, has like such an important meaning to the Norse gods in a way. But also to Odin, you know. He doesn't want to die, and he's doing anything to prevent that from happening. But yeah, his death has been foretold. Listening to this after playing God of War is interesting, I would imagine. Yeah. So I actually played God of War before Valhalla came out, like in the year of 2020 for the first time. It was definitely nice to have like a bit more of a backdrop about the mythologies, because I didn't really know much about the mythologies of the gods prior to playing God of War and Valhalla. And of course it's not like, you know, like the most accurate retelling of like some of the tales maybe, but there were many different versions either way, I guess, depending where you would hear the tale. Since a lot of it was word of mouth, of course. So who knows really. But yeah, it was definitely good to get like a bit more familiar with like some of the gods and their relationships. Cassandra's granddaughter seems like a smart cookie. I know, right? That's not the only character model that seems like a lot like Cassandra. There's also Chonky Cassandra in London. The mom of one of the victims, I think.
Oh!
Valhalla and God of War is all you know of Norse mythology. You have played Hellblade, but it was so long before either of those games you couldn't remember the names. I don't blame you. Yeah, outside of those games I haven't really played many set in Norse mythology yet. I played Jotun like a year or so ago, which was like an indie top-down kind of like fighting game, which was pretty cool. But I didn't really like on my own like read a lot about Norse mythologies until I actually played these games.
Go, my eyes.
think one of my earliest exposures to the Norse mythologies was actually the Thor movie by Marvel.
Be my eyes, Sunan.
And yeah, I thought that one was super authentic either. There was also the Beowulf animated, wasn't like part animated, part real movie that I watched as a kid. I haven't seen one like since it came out, I think, in the cinema. I remember liking it back then, at least.
Thanks for wrecking the voyage.
No word from Gorm. And he has taken all the aim. So much work. So little reward.
Jarl of Jorvik, you shirked your work for quite some time.
Yora is no more. My name is Eivor, a Dringer of the Raven clan. And my purpose is fulfilled.
Purpose? What purpose?
Gorm is dead! The troll is dead!
Olav!
Sister, let us celebrate. Gorm Kjötveson is no more. Slain by Eivor Ravenfriend, Eivor Forest Rider, Eivor Ólafursaver.
What is this?
I had a long-standing blood feud with Gorm and his clan. It is now laid to rest.
Oh, the skulls will sing of this day. How Eivor traveled far and wide, hunting Gorm along the world's rim.
Songs are not. Gorm is dead. Now I suggest you leave this place. There's no purpose for us here.
I do not disagree. Gordon was a madman and a troll indeed. But he paid us in silver, and that was enough. Brother, are you well? I feared the worst for you.
I am well, yes, oh, so well. And I may stay, to linger one season or two, with the friends I have made.
As you wish, brother. And you, Eivor, where will you go? Across the sea with us, or back into the woods?
Yeah, I guess we're ready. Time to go back. But yeah, this story arc really can be quite short. I mean, I've been already, you know, taking my time, like doing some camps and stuff. And just like running around. But yeah, you can kill Gorm very quickly, and then it's pretty much over.
I will sail with you. Let's go. Take care of yourself, Olaf. In this life and the next.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Far winds the whale road before me. Dark are the deeds that brought me here. Fate may bind my bones to this land, but for now I walk the sea. Now it seems the wind calls me back to Randvi. Let's tell her the good news.
Oh. Basim.
Basim, have you spoken with Sigurd lately?
We talk from time to time. Why?
Have you noticed any change in him? Any loss of happiness or feeling?
He appears to me more thoughtful, introspective.
Thoughtful? That seems an understatement. He speaks as if he hears the voices of the gods whispering in his ear.
We live in a strange time, Eivor. Among stranger people. Sigurd may be among the blessed. But who can say for certain?
Indeed.
Alright, I would say it's time to make our way to the Alliance map again. But we won't be needing to look at it today, though. Gonna pledge to the next territory next time.
Eivor, have you seen Wallace?
It was not rubbish. I intended to use it. Please, calm down.
No worries, Aura. Have a good one. Thank you for being here and for joining.
Where is Sigurd? I have no doubt he will take my side.
If you think
Hope you have a good rest of the weekend.
a thief, you are a brazen fool.
How dare you?
Please, quiet. Stop yelling.
Randvi, what is this?
Another dispute, I'm afraid, with Holger stirring the pot once again. Will you sit in judgment?
Judgments are the burden of a Jarl. This is Sigurd's duty now.
He refuses to leave his quarters. Right now, you are the only noble fit for this.
I don't know. It is not my place.
Please. Only until Sigurd recovers his strength.
All right. Once more. Gudrun, Holger, come forward. You will state your cases and I will hear you out and be as swift in my judgment as I am able. Gudrun, you may speak.
I have been robbed, Eivor. My property defaced. 3 days ago, I discovered some of my sailcloth missing. I scoured the settlement in search of it. Passing Holger's home, there I see it. Boldly displayed and worse, defaced, with scrawls and silly stories upon it.
Lies and slander!
Holger, quiet. You're well acquainted with the rules of this trial. Now, Gudrun, what did you do upon discovering your sailcloth?
I confronted him, demanding silver. For sil with Holger's inky scratching cannot be sold or bartered, can it? I ask only that I be paid for the property that was taken from me, yet he refuses.
So Holger took something that belonged to you and defaced it. Now you wish to be paid for the item. Do I understand?
That is right.
Holger, what say you in your defense?
Short days ago, I found a pile of mildew-stained detritus beneath the docks, and salvaged what I could. I wish to use it as a canvas, you see? As a conveyance for my latest works. The sailcloth was in such a state, and so obscured from view, I assumed it was refuse, abandoned goods.
I see.
My motives were honest, Eivor. Would a thief be so brazen as to display the fruits of his crime? Hardly. Yet here she claims I have robbed and defaced her property, when all I took was rubbish left by to rot.
Nonsense.
My only crime here is that I gave something ugly and decrepit a bold new life.
I see. So you feel Gudrun disposed of something and now unreasonably seeks its return?
Exactly, yes.
All right, I have heard enough.
I might have profited from that cloth. Holger has all but robbed me of a future boon.
It was garbage. Yet now it's a part of something greater. If anything, I have increased its value. You ought to thank me.
Oh, I will thank you with the back of my...
Quiet! Let me speak.
So it doesn't really matter who you actually give the right here. Because Sigurd is gonna step in either way, I believe.
After careful thought, it is clear that...
What is this? What are you doing?
Holger and Gudrun are at odds. I hope to find a resolution.
That duty is mine alone, Eivor. You know this. Stand aside.
You were not here, brother. Nor did I wish to bother you.
A sallow excuse for such a bold defiance. I hope you enjoyed it. Are you finished singing, my dear Skald?
My Jarl, as I was saying,
Stop! Enough! I have heard more than enough to render my judgment. For as long as I've known you, Holger, you have spun words into lies. You weaken the minds of children, and delude the minds of men. I've shown you too many years of tolerance. And rather than exist in grateful meekness as Holger the liar, you sink lower. You become Holger the thief, robbing a woman of her livelihood, all in the name of your stupid stories.
Sigurd, you all know that is not the—
This is the consequence of your actions. You will pay Gudrun the value of 30 sailcloths.
30 times? Surely you jest. That would ruin me, Sigurd.
Do I look like one to play pranks, Holger? Pay the fee, or be exiled.
Great, Jarl. If I may, I seek only compensation for a single sailcloth. The rest
30 times! In silver! That is my judgment.
Eivor, please. Does this not seem unfair?
This is kind of funny because this is the first time I'm gonna agree with Sigurd, because it's definitely the psycho choice here to make. Just completely out of proportion of what's like fair.
Sigurd is our Jarl. His word is law, whether or not you agree.
You see?
Of course, my Jarl. As it must be. Forgive my defiance.
Thank you, Lord, for hearing us out.
See to it that judgment is carried out exactly as I have said. Should the need arise again, do not fail to rouse me.
Thank you, Holger. And please,
Rip Holger.
beyond our friendship. I did not mean for this to escalate.
No, I understand. You were well within your rights.
You've been away for so long.
Were you worried?
Of course I was. Such a long voyage. Did you do what had to be done?
I did. And I'm eager to focus on problems closer to home.
Good. I want to thank you for your judgment, Eivor. For stepping in when Sigurd would not, in spite of what happened.
Poor man. I've never known him to be so angry and reckless. Is that a side you've seen?
Rarely. There have been moments when he was distressed, worried, afraid. But nothing like this. Never, ever like this.
Let us do our best for him as we take care of our own. We're his best hope for healing.
If it is not too late. In the meantime, we press on.
It is done. Gorm is dead. The Kjotveson clan is wiped from this world.
Good. I would like to hear everything about your journey to Vinland when you have time.
One day.
Alright. And that leaves Gloucestershire and Yorkshire here on the map, as well as Winchester, but there are 3 more story arcs and then we can leave for Norway. And yeah, the Winchester story arc is not gonna be a very long one either, so it's like 2 regular length story arcs and like a bunch of shorter ones. So yeah, the ending is truly in sight now. I don't think we're gonna... Well, maybe we'll get it still done in November. But I don't really think so. Gonna be probably closer to like early December when we actually finish Valhalla. You haven't seen on Psycho Decision before? the one where I kind of like disagree with Sigurd. Yeah, that's the one I would usually choose. Because even though I wanna like, of course, support Sigurd, I didn't wanna support like his you know, kind of like unfair judgment, I guess, in a way. But yeah, if you disagree with Sigurd, I think Eivor is making basically a remark to Sigurd that he should reconsider. And Sigurd answers very angrily, I believe. There's, however, like a deeper consequence, because I think it's one of those choices where agreeing or disagreeing with Sigurd will actually have an effect on the actual ending. Deciding whether Sigurd stays with Ravensthorpe or if he goes back to Norway. So I think disagreeing here with him will actually lead to the, well, it's not really the bad ending in that sense, but it's certainly the ending where Sigurd doesn't stay with you. You might have disagreed, but then eventually agreed, but you can't remember the dialogue options. I gotcha, yeah. I've never agreed with Sigurd before, so it was interesting to see. Right, so we're now at 58 hours played. And another 3 story arcs left in England here. So it's definitely gonna be longer than the Stove Challenge, where we spent 65 hours. But there's not too much left at this point. Reckon we're gonna be shy of like 70 by the end of it, maybe. But yeah, for tonight, this is gonna be everything I will be doing. We finished Vinland, and that's yeah, everything I wanted to get done for tonight. So the next stream of Valhalla will be likely on Wednesday. I won't be streaming on Monday or Tuesday. And then we are heading to Gloucestershire for the kind of like Halloween like story arc. But yeah, let's have a look who's online and who we could raid today, shall we? No worries whatsoever, Lucinda. Thank you for being here and for joining. Thank you also again for the raid earlier. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here for this kind of spontaneous, unscheduled evening stream. Thank you also again to all the other raids today. Gislek, thank you again. And also Degger. Waffle and Danny, thank you guys also again for the resubs earlier. And yeah, everyone for tuning in who's been in chat. Appreciate all the discussions and yeah, you know, adding your inputs as well. We're gonna go and raid Grace, who's playing some Planet Crafter. I reckon it's like a, yeah, crafting game, crafting survival or something. She's also a big fan of, how's it called? I forgot the name. It's probably the most famous like crafting and survival build-up type of game. Well, I guess you can ask her once you join the stream. Catch you next time, Aya. Thank you also so much for being here. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. And yeah, I will catch you all next time. If you want to join us for the raids over to Grace, feel free to copy and paste these raider modes. Hey there, Death Streak. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Hi and bye. Catch you next time. And thanks again for the follow the other day too.